live from Las Vegas at the GCA show. After 2 years of hiatus, we're back in Vegas. World's largest cardboard trade show booth. Live here in Martinsville, Indiana. Live from Norwood Royal Cigars.
When you guys said, you know, we want you to come on the show once a month, I was like, dude, this is it.
Happy afternoon here from cloudy Florida.
Happy afternoon.
Happy afternoon.
Presented by Kristoff Cigars, along with Hiram Solomon Cigars, and coming to you live from the Corona Cigar Company studios.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Great Lakes podcast show. Oh, we got a great guest tonight, a friend of ours, and just a wonderful man who's been in the industry for so long.
And an exclusive.
And an exclusive, indeed. Tonight, welcome.
Hey,
You're going to have an exclusive. For sure, we are.
Phone book is here.
The new phone book is here.
Well,
I mean, we are so
started. Everybody hit the share button, because really everybody needs to know who our special guest is and see the exclusive of what he's got coming on. Bob and Frank are going to tell you a little bit about it. They kind of cheated on us, so they grabbed the smoke a little earlier, and they absolutely fell in love with it. So we're going to hear about that shortly. But just for all you newbies out there, and we have a lot of new newbies, we'll just introduce ourselves. I'm RnA Pecorini. This is my man, Kyle Jesso.
Good evening, everyone.
Down in Florida, my brother there, retired Bob, we call him.
How you doing, folks?
And then the one and only, my cousin Frank, the Chooch Master himself.
Cousin Frank.
Cousin Frank.
He stopped.
He leaves it out.
He left it out. He didn't know what to do. I scared him. He forgot who I was. He went into
you weren't listening. I did say my cousin Frank.
Oh.
I said it before. I changed it on you. But
They did a lot of changing there. Listen,
Too much change.
all I can tell you, folks, is you are in for a special treat with Oscar and his new blend, because ultimately these are cigars that are going to rock your world big time.
When they come out.
everybody has to have
No, we're going to be exclusive here.
Yeah, we'll just give you a sneak preview. Let me just get that bigger there. So there you go. What does that say on that label there, Kyle? It says 33
Oaks.
33 Oaks barrel age.
Yeah.
So we're going to get some interesting information from Oscar as to this project and how this came to be. And I'm looking forward to hearing about it, because I know we did a little pre-gaming, me and Bob, and we smoked his Connecticut Corona size, and it was truly amazing. And we'll get into that
It was excellent.
once
The
we.
bottom line is, I mean, honestly, the bottom line is this, folks. You need to get your GTOs in your humidor.
Oh, yeah.
Because we smoked other stuff from the line, and
You may have
wonderful.
had a GTO in your garage. You need to put a GTO in your humidor.
You're right. You're
You
right.
could fit these into your humidor. It's not easy to go into your garage. It's not easy. Although, I'd love to have one, maybe two.
Yeah, and as I'm reading my beautiful remarks, folks, no, it was not a brain fart. It was just different. So if you go back and listen, I did say my cousin Frank, but you guys got, you're so used to me saying things, and well,
Saying things.
So we got a bunch of people on there. Everybody is jumping on board. Thank
Chris
you so much.
We got everybody. We got Chris
We're
Eden
hanging out on the beach today. He sends me a picture, hanging out, stretched along the sand of the Delaware beach land there, and it's like, how's this? I'm like, well, you can do that year round in Florida, and he agrees. So yeah, it looked nice. You did make me jealous, because I have the wonderful Lake Michigan as my beach here, which sucks. Well, Lake Michigan is like an ocean over here, all right?
No, but it's not a beach. Let's get real, folks.
Salt in there.
Yeah, I don't want to criticize.
They
The
told the people, they say it's a beach. So those who fell for it. Oh, Tim, we got someone in the audience here.
yeah.
Indiana Dunes is pretty beautiful. It's a beach, baby.
No, it's still a lake.
Whatever. Just because you can't swim.
Hey, we have someone famous watching. Tom Petty.
Oh,
Hey.
Tom Petty.
We almost thought it was going to be Tom Petty, but it's Tom T. Petty, which is good. We like Tom Petty.
I was like that we were broadcasting right to the heavens.
Right to the heavens.
Do not adjust your dials there, folks.
Yep.
Of course, our very own Joey G coming from Norwood Cigars.
Yes.
Hey, Joey, you find out if Vic has GTO by Dr. Oscar Rodriguez. And I'm telling you.
He was like Dr. Oscar Oz. I thought he was going to say Dr. Oz.
Dr. Oz.
Which is a different doctor, Ronnie.
Catch every little bad throat action. Anyway, you got to tell. I'm telling you, he's got to talk to Dr. Oscar at the BCA. He's got to get this line into his shop. Just saying, but it is what it is. Indeed. And yes, Kathy from Beyond the Grave. All right.
He's not from Beyond the Grave.
Beyond the grave now.
Yeah. It's all right here. Kathy throwing us some stuff.
I must have missed the services.
She was talking about Tom Petty. Yep.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, and see the head on the screen is Teresa.
Look at that. Unbelievable. The studio's full tonight. All right, guys, hit the share button. We're going to go to our sponsors, and we come back. We're going to introduce you to an amazing man with an incredible line. All right?
The doctor of tobacco, folks. Don't miss out. He's
a doctor of other things, but
true.
Tonight, he is the doctor of tobacco. I like that.
This industry is steeped in family and tradition. You know, there's generational stuff, and I see it over and over, and yet I didn't come from that. Being the outsider looking in, I got to ask all the silly questions, and people were very accepting to want to give me all the right answers. I'm very thankful for those people who kind of allowed me to come in. Now with Alec and Bradley in the business, to have our company become generational, that's pretty cool.
Welcome to GTO Dominican Cigars, a boutique cigar company that artfully blends and creates some of the finest handmade puros from the Cibao Valley in the Dominican Republic. We are fourth-generation manufacturers and growers of tobacco with over 140 years of experience, offering a variety of styles, blends, and strengths. Mild, medium plus, and full-bodied. We would truly consider it an honor for you to experience our cigars. Those who know smoke GTO.
Before you light your next cigar, be sure to check out Cigar Medics, the makers of the patent-approved humidimeter. The humidimeter is a tool designed to display the relative humidity inside your cigar. With this device, there's no more guessing. Simply insert the probes into the foot or cap of your cigar, and you can instantly know if your cigar is ready to be smoked. Buy now on cigarmedics.com and see site for other cigar accessories. With the humidimeter, you'll know when to hold them and know when to smoke them.
Years in the making, the Chief cigar was born, blended, boxed, and released to market on June 26, 2015. This cigar was developed by former fire chief, firefighter, cigar aficionado Ken Dorbecker, and has grown into a signature firehouse cigar line.
All engines respond.
Including, of course, the Chief, a Nicaraguan Habano blend, Proby, a Connecticut Shade blend, All Hands, a Maduro Mexican San Andreas box press, and the brand new Fire Pole, a beautifully crafted San Andreas Habano barber pole. Join the Chief family and make us part of your humidor.
RnA Treasures, out of Tampa Bay, Florida. The last of a legacy. The last of an inventory of Thomas Cristiano in a warehouse where everything is aged and well kept for all your pipe and smoking needs.
Yeah, it was so good. We're sitting here. I will be honest with you. We're sitting here actually salivating over this cigar.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it's gotten my glands going.
Oh my God! It's like I'm drooling.
We got to bring the good doctor on because guess
Fill
what?
your mouth with richness.
Oh,
You don't want to wait any longer. Everybody hit the share button, get the watch party button.
We
going.
can't.
Let's bring it in.
Wow.
Dr. Oscar, all I'm going to do is this. I'm bowing because this is crazy.
No copay, no copay.
No copays.
No day
Wow.
Can I get a box right away?
But yeah,
I don't want to wait. This is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Oh my God, seriously.
Oh, I felt like I went to Starbucks and I went and I ordered like a macchiato coffee with a little caramel because I get a little vanilla and a little caramel, but the cocoa too.
The chocolate.
The
milk.
chocolate and cocoa.
Outstanding.
Wow. I don't even know what to say because and when you on the light, the smell in this
The aroma.
in this room was beautiful. It was like wow.
Mm-hmm.
So
what can I tell you? Listen to those two characters down there. I mean, really, either they're blowing smoke up your butt, or they really, really love
I'm like,
you.
okay.
very impressive.
Oh,
Very.
excellent.
What
oh my
what
God.
a great
Wow.
smoke so far.
Yeah.
What a great smoke. And it's not heavy. Like it's
No.
not really
No, no.
heavy up front.
The retro hail is perfect. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, the
Not
retro.
spicy at all. There's like no,
No burn.
spice, no burn, no spiciness.
top shelf.
Yeah. This is
Top shelf. Really,
up there with-
you got a
you're in
winner.
you're in the stratosphere now with
Yeah,
this.
no, in the heavens.
You know what
Yeah,
you
you
should do,
can
Dr. Oscar? You should actually make these to sell. I don't know.
You should actually sell these and not just give them to us. Because we're the first ones to ever smoke the cigar. Do you know the honor that we have today? I mean, we are
Wow.
honored,
I am.
truly.
Our lips are the first one to touch these cigars. I can't believe it.
When are they going to be out?
Yeah.
I want to know.
Nope. It's gonna be in August, not now.
I can't wait.
At least Kyle and I get the chance to
Oh yeah.
experience them again.
Oh, I'm buying a box. I'm buying a box.
Automatic. It's automatic. It's not even this is
I think I'm going to buy 2 boxes now.
A must. But let's get things going here. Honestly, we all love them. They taste great. But for our audience, how about telling us the beginnings of the family and the business?
So I was born on the farm. My mother had me on a pole. No, I'm So I'm one of the first Dominicans because my family, we started in Dominican. We moved to Cuba. My grandfather and my dad worked there. They did a lot of stuff there. And then we came back to the Dominican Republic after 1952. We set up we went back into the factory. The factory was always functional and working. We just kept it going. I was always intrigued with coming to America and learning English. So every opportunity that I had to come to the United States, anytime my dad came, I made sure to get on that plane with him. I always said, Dad, I want to go. I want to learn English. I want to be an American. And he was like, you're already the great. You're a Dominican. I was like, I want to be. I want to be American. So and I want to speak English and take our family into a new realm. And he's like, no. He goes, whatever. So he goes, you're definitely we'll help you. And I thought that was great that he always included me in his trips. He took me up we for the most part, my dad was always watching my dad's an engineer agronomer. So we was always working in Connecticut. It was his task to make sure that the tobaccos that we import from up there were ready for our purposes. So we always stayed like in Harlem. I think we lived in more than 13 different cities as I grew up. Along, up on the coast. I went to American schools, public school. I'm a product of American public school. And I was a West Point appointee.
Oh, nice!
Wow.
But my dad didn't want me to stay there, so I had to leave and go to. Once I got in, my family are anti-war people, so they didn't understand that even if I was in school. that I wouldn't have to go to war. But being in the service, you know that anything can happen.
Right.
So I just found a way to wiggle my way in and out. But I was happy to be able to go to medical school and at the same time learn from my grandfather what I thought was the most important part. He trained each and every one of us in different aspects of the industry. He saw that I had the ability to taste. He used to tell me that since I was young, because he was always giving me wines. Our family comes from Spain, the more elders in the great-great-grandfather generation from Asturias, Spain. So we're into they still are. They make a lot of the Rioja wines.
Rioja, yeah.
So he would always give me a wine to taste, and he says, "What do you experience when you taste this?" And I would tell him the notes and things that I was smelling, and he would be like, he goes, "Bro," he would tell my dad, "This one has it." You know, he's definitely he has the ability to put smell and taste together, and I'm going to teach him how to blend. So everything that he did, I watched him do it carefully. I still have his dossier where he kept all of his notes. And what I've done is I just, that as tobaccos grow every year with the different rainfall, the different mineral content of the soil, we have to always be changing, we still grow the same 6 leaves, the same 6 tobaccos, but they're always different, they're always different. So it's important for us to keep tasting. I got to always be looking at the tobacco, smoking what we call the perritos. We take different leaves from the different levels of each plant. I like to smoke those all by themselves. I'll take the leaf and roll it in my hand. I smoke it and see where it's at. If it's a little bit too bitter, if it's a little bit off, or when I just try, and imagine what what do I need to do to make this smoking experience one that's even better each time. Every year I want to perfect every cigar that we make. So I'm constantly working on the blends. There's always something new, that I'm doing to them. The good thing is that the minimum years that I use of aging is 5 years now. I used to have 3-year stuff, but when everybody knows some people have smoked my stuff in the earlier days. All I had was the young tobaccos, the 3 years and the 4-year-olds. So I had to work with that. So most of my blends were mild to medium, and that's all. I didn't mind being in that realm. I find that it's a great place to be if you're a daily smoker. Being a physician and telling people all the time. I always I tell everybody, smoking is great. It does extend life. It's a beautiful thing, but you should always do it in moderation. So if you're and I say moderation, but I smoke 10 a day.
Well, that's moderation for you.
That's moderate. Yeah.
But like for me now, I start in the morning with a mild cigar. So every morning I pick a Connecticut that I'm going to smoke, and then because you always want your palate to develop. Some people could go right into the rip and grab something, and I think what they're doing is damaging their ability to smell and taste. I see a lot of these guys in the end, all these guys that gravitate to the heavier smokes. If you're having breakfast with something that won't mention any names, but some tobaccos that are high nicotine content, you have a problem. You need to come see me. So I said, calm down. I said, I told him, start with a Connecticut. I said, look, a nice little Connecticut, and you get a mild to medium. This one, the Corona, it starts off medium, and it moves right into medium plus, and it'll finish full. It's a really good smoke. This is my cigars. You want to know? I tell everybody, because for people that love the power is on this last part.
Yes.
I don't put the juice over here because most companies, the power is here. They numb your palate, and then I don't know what the hell you're smoking in the middle third. You're like, so the last third just separates your lips. So that look at that, delicious.
That's the nub that was left on the Connecticut, and I wanted to keep smoking it, but I need a nub tool, so I'm keeping it on the side here so I can actually have that later. I would put that in a pipe and smoke it because it was so good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
literally.
That is just so. My grandfather taught me we're traditional cigar makers, so no bunching here. We stack our tobaccos. We like to fold. We fold. We don't bunch. The concept is pretty much like a K&N filter. When you're drawing, you want linear air to come through. You want every leaf that was put in here with an intended purpose. You want that air to cut and that burn to come through, so you could enjoy all 7 different tobaccos that are in this cigar.
Yes.
That guarantees good draw. If you have a bunch cigar, it's fine. A lot of them work, but it's turbulent. The air begins to come here, and it's got to cycle around a lot of little things, to get to the other side. So you can do anything with these things. You could punch them, and they just draw. Nobody's ever complained of us having a draw problem.
Draws are perfect.
Beautiful.
Perfect draw.
So your prescription, doctor, would be a Connecticut wrapper in the morning? Is that
Definitely. A Connecticut should be the your first choice of the morning. So my rule is Connecticut from the moment you wake up to about 12 o'clock. Because by 12 o'clock, you've already had, your cup of coffee, your palate's opening. You're able to taste other things, So then at 12, that's when I go over and I'll grab like a corojo.
Yeah.
So corojo, in our case, our corojo is actually an original tobacco seed that we've grown. We had it in Dominican and we took it to Cuba and we brought it back. Everybody keeps on hitting me with this. Is it Cuban seed? And I tell everybody, Cuba did not do it first. If you analyze history, all cigar production from the 1400s up started in Hispaniola. And it's all recorded in Spain, where everybody had to pay taxes for all this stuff. So the area of Haiti and the area of Dominican Republic was all one island. It was called Hispaniola. Everything was coming out of there. It was the first civilization. There was no other civilizations in the Americas in those times, in the first part. So from there, because of war between the high powers, the French and the Spanish, the people that had business had to leave because the French were burning everything on the island. So this is, from everything I've gathered and I've read, all the people that had industry left. So some went to Cuba, some went to Puerto Rico. But I always tell people that they just exaggerate it's a false pretense. There's nothing. There is good tobacco there. My grandfather's from there. I respect the island. I respect everywhere, and wherever there's hard work and respect, that I'm there. And they do a good product. But if it's not a puro, then I don't really care for their product. So, and then here's the thing: how do you guarantee that you have a Cuban puro? You just don't know, because they import a lot of tobacco from everywhere else. So if I'm going to smoke a concoction that they put together, well, why won't I smoke a My Father or a Perdomo or a Fuente or a Plasencia or my favorite old school Toraño? So I'm a family whore. I just love family blends. I just feel like families do it better. It's just my thing.
I agree. I think you're right. I think that is the part of the industry that I think you have that tradition and family and tradition and that honor that comes from that. Is
on it.
Yeah.
People think like I don't do, and honestly, I don't do this for money. Yeah, I'm a trauma surgeon. I do very well with my hands. I don't have to. Cigars are not my thing. I actually help at what I'm doing. For me, keeping my family working, none of my cousins are well, like they don't have a mansion or none of that. We don't have no beach homes. They all ride around in motorcycles, like the old ones, So the key for us is to keep producing good products at a reasonable value. I like giving premium at a better, and sometimes that causes it actually. I miss sales because some people believe that a great cigar has to cost $20 or $16. And I see that because I could be at an event just standing there, and people will walk right by me. And let me throw this in here: if you're listening to this and you ever show up to a store or a place that is selling cigars, and there's a guy working there doing an event, it's just good etiquette to first visit that guy.
Yeah.
Right. Because if this is something you do, if this is your sport, you should want to know everything about it. You can't, honestly, if you go by me and you tell me that you know more about this, I've had people tell me like, well, what do you know? And I look at them and I say, I don't know nothing about this industry. But you should at least listen to me and buy one of these suckers, because the guy who owns the spot put me here to sell my stuff. So, just listen to the story. You should find out about everybody. You should love on everyone. Everyone that makes a cigar, to me, they're all good. The 80% of everything is great. The last 20% is what you like. It's what touched rang your bell. The consistency, the flavors. Everybody has a different flavor. Like I might like a particular bourbon, and everybody makes bourbon pretty similar, but there might be a house that I like the most. It's never going to be because of a fancy bottle or a prominent name. To me, it's about the juice, and it's the same with the smoke. If your cigar doesn't tell a story, then I probably won't revisit it again, but I will smoke it, and I will always buy a box from any guy that I walk into a store. If I see a guy working, just out of respect, I'm going to listen to that guy, talk to him a little bit, because you want to know the players. If you love baseball, any baseball player you want to talk to, you're not going to disregard this guy, and that you shouldn't. And when you do that, that is so disrespectful. So I hope that, we learn a little bit of that. That's part of the etiquette. This is a sport of that's cavalier. It's a sport of gentlemen. It's still something that has to be respected, so it doesn't become a fad.
Hey, don't forget the ladies. This sport is now becoming part of the ladies area now too. Them
too. And we welcome the female smokers. Because that's a beautiful thing to be able to watch the female smoke and watch them enjoying the pleasure of this unadulterated pleasure that we all enjoy, called smoke and smoking. So to me, it's just, if you treat it like nothing, if you disrespect it, then it's nothing, and then it's going to go away. And for you, it won't mean anything. So for whoever is doing it without respect. So for me, if I light a cigar, I'm going to finish that cigar. There's no reason why I would never not smoke a cigar. And I tell people all the time, I need a yard guard. And I'm like, and I look at them, I go, you need a cigar to perform a task? Because you got a problem, brother. If you need something in your mouth, that's a phallic thing. And I said, no.
That's another way to get him into your office, Doc. I'm see you. We got a problem.
Because that's not good. What you do is like my grandfather told me: you smoke when you finish working. Because there's no way you could pay attention to the cigar. The cigar is talking to you. It's telling you a story. You're not paying attention. You're cutting the grass. So if you're cutting the grass, suck on a pen. I don't care, whatever, but
when it comes down to it, like for me, my cigar is my relaxation time. It's my time to be one with myself. I don't want to be working and doing this and and going through the motions and this. I want to sit down. I want to relax. I want to either have a good book in my hand or watching a TV show or something. I just want to chill and relax, and be one, and a lot of times it's with a drink in the other hand too, and it's just it's me time. It's me time.
Perfect.
Now, Doctor, I have a question for you.
Yes,
so,
sir.
Getting to this point, so you've made other blends, and now you decided that you wanted to venture into barrel aged cigars. What kind of prompted you to go there? What was your thoughts, and why did you make that decision? I know other people have been doing this. It's been done now for probably 6 or 7 years, I would think.
Maybe even more.
Maybe even a little longer, but there's been more and more players doing this. What told you that this is your time to do this?
It's going to be funny because I went to Kentucky to see a couple of these bourbon places, and I was moving around and a barrel rolled over and hit me on the head.
Oh no!
That's a sign. You needed a sign.
Not true. Not true. That would be an excellent story, but it's not true. What happened? So I'll tell you what happened. So I'll tell you how this came about, because this is a really great story. So every Sunday I work at one of the most intense trauma centers in the whole United States, over at Grady. And anybody who's from Georgia, Atlanta knows what we go through at Grady. We work. Anybody who's there, hey, hats off to everybody who's an employee, a member of the health service team. Hats off to you guys. You guys are fantastic. My team is amazing. But every Sunday morning when I wake up, I'm the graveyard guy. I always work the evening shifts. And I only do this cigar thing Fridays and Saturdays, the only days I really get out there to try to promote my family's brand. So I'm always thankful for anybody who listens to me, and anybody, and thank you to all the retailers that have kept my line. We haven't lost out of the 1,500 stores that I'm in, which I've stepped in almost every single store. I haven't lost one account. I lost one, and I won't say who it is, but it was a disagreement that I had with the gentleman, because he thought that something was weird. But I relish on that concept that we make great relationships, and these people call me, Oscar, I need this, and that. I don't have to worry about stepping in to anybody's store for the most part. But here's the thing: on Sundays, I always take a good walk. I love giving back to. I like praying. I believe in prayer. I like to pray for my patients. I like to pray for everyone. The big guy works in a lot of mysterious ways, so we always have to be conduits of his great power. But I like taking these long walks, and in Atlanta there's a strip called the Beltline, and I go to the Beltline. If you ever go to Atlanta, I invite you to walk the Beltline. The Beltline is like a old railroad passage. It cuts through the city. It's maybe 3 or 4 miles long. But the cool thing is, on a Sunday you can grab coffee on your walk. There's trees that you can people watch. There's people playing music. There's beautiful people skateboarding, roller skating, and everybody's very respectful and mindful of each other. I think it's beautiful how so many different people can interact and respect each other. It's really, really nice. There's a lot of bars and stuff. So I'll start off with a coffee, and halfway down I'm chugging beer. But I got my cigar. So I take one cigar to go one way, and I go from Krog Street all the way down to Ponce. And Ponce is the end. There I'll grab a bite. They got some excellent sandwiches and different little chef delights in small amounts. So it's really, really good. So I invite people to try that. And then I start walking back. But here's one thing that I was noticing as I walked while I smoked my grandfather's cigars, which are my favorite, the Corona line. So I was walking, and I started to look up. I said, wow, there's so many beautiful oak trees. And I said, wow, so I start collecting the leaves. And I was putting it in my pocket, and people come up to me, hey, Doc, what are you doing? I said, no, collecting leaves. When I got to the end, I discovered that I had 9 different oak tree leaves. And I said, wow, there's so many varieties. I coming from my country, we barely have maybe 1 oak. So we're more mahoganies and stuff like that. We don't have a lot of oak. I think we have 1 that grows. And it's not as beautiful as this one here. So I said, wow, so I had 9. And the guy tells me, no, there's not 9. There's actually 33 different types of oak specimen in Georgia. So I was like, oh my God, that's wonderful. So I took a couple of the leaves, and one by one, I started to roll them up, and I lit them up so I could smell them. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, somebody thought I was going to do some weed or something. I was like, no. I like tasting leaves. So I'm looking, and I said, man, how can I incorporate this flavor? This blend that I have here I've got like 3 left. These are all blends I made 12 years ago. 13 years ago, before when I just started. I said, this is my repertoire. I'm going to put these out. And I had to wait all this time. Like this one took 10 years. All the ones that are 10 years, the anesthesia, this guy, a lot of our cigars, I had to wait till that tobacco to be aged long enough. So this one, I said, well, I've got the 10-year on this particular blend, which I grew what did I do different on this one? So there's a couple of things going on. So the blend, I grew it at a higher elevation. So I was trying to use a little bit of science. I figured, you know what, at higher elevations, there has to be a different mineral content, and that must change the flavors that come through as you smoke it. Even the same tobacco should taste different. So I was like, you know what, let me give that a whirl. So I sent up to this level we have. It's about 2,200 feet above sea level, and we grew it. There's about 30 acres up there. So I put that tobacco down. It grew beautifully, beautiful 7-8 foot plants, amazing. So we harvested them, we air cured them, took them back, and we started our fermentation process. And we just roll, you know. And the flavors that were coming off of this stuff in the fermentation rooms, I was like, oh my God, this is mind blowing. Every time I flew in, I was like, this doesn't taste like or smell like anything I've had before. Some people walk in and say, that's the most pungent ammonia. But I was like, no, there's something here. You know, and I would cup it, you know. I'm like, oh my God, this is so good. If I could bag this stuff, I could take it home. But I get kind of nuts with this kind of stuff. But then I was like, this is going to be fantastic. Wait till it's ready. But looking at the oak, I said, this is what this blend needs. It needs that bourbon oak kick. Now, then I said, where do I get this? And then, you know, so hanging out with all my bourbon guys and looking at different barrels, I said, man, if they ferment, I mean, if they, it was like a fermentation thing. Wait, when you leave your spirits in the barrel, that process, whatever I don't know what they call that, but
aging.
So their aging process, you know, that liquid is heating and cooling, it's contracting and expanding into the wood. That gives it the color. I said, I'm going to take the blend and I'm going to stick them in barrels, oak barrels, and especially if I was looking for ones that have been used before, of course, right? Because you know, and I said, this is what I need. So I contacted a couple of a friend of mine that has a bourbon company. I said, hey, I need about 100 barrels, and he's like, I'll send you all the barrels you want. I got to get rid of them anyway. So I said, just make sure I get some boxes of cigars. I said, you got that.
Of course.
You know, the funny thing is my cousins are all third world country wackos, right? So when I send it down, they goes, there's no instructions. That's it. You know what they got? They got one swift coño out of me. I say, coño, how can that be so hard? A piece of wood with a ring on it, man. They go together like a puzzle. So they like, oh shit, you know, they got it together. And then so we put the blends inside the barrels. And you know what? We let them age in a modified conditioned room for 2 more years. So they're barrel aged for 2 years in these bourbon barrels. What can I say? I smoked them and they are
even though these are not your barrels, but I had to find something that would kind of represent what happens. So you pull out the barrel and there they age. And now, do you put the tops on the barrel and they sit there? Is that what happens?
Well, the way I did it, I tried to do the Johnny Walker, not the Johnny Walker, the what's the name of that company?
Jack Daniels.
The Jack Daniels thing. I told my cousin, look, we're gonna number the barrels, and we're gonna start on the bottom left, and then number 1 will move. I want them to rotate to the highest level of this 2-story building and come back down. So let's give it a 2-year process. It was nuts trying to keep everything going, because these guys are like, you know, they're like, what the hell are you doing? Like, there's nothing that they could understand. But I was like, just do it. It's gonna pay off. It's good stuff. So, and if you see my cigars, they're very rustic. So I'm not Davidoff. I'm not a perfectionist. I believe that wrappers have a lot of flavor. I love veins. I love textures. So to me, I'm gonna let you see that. I'm not gonna hide texture. I want texture. I like that on my lips. It's like a grip. It doesn't let the cigar fall out of your mouth.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, but if it's too soft, it's like, you know, it's like, I don't know what the hell what do you got in your mouth? You know, I don't know. But I like veins, man. I'm a vein guy. Yeah, I'm a doctor. I was like, hey,
you're a doctor, exactly. You need to find the vein. You don't want to not find a vein.
It's gotta have veins. It's gotta have veins. I love it. So, you know, so thus, you know, here it is, 33 oaks. The funny part is that one of my cousins was like, "Oh, 33," because you know, my grandfather was a Shriner, but we never talked about that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying no disrespect to them. I'm not. He was, and it just felt in. It just felt nice that we calling it 33. So calling it 33 Oaks was beautiful because we think of our grandfather right away, and at the same time, it talks about. So if you look at just the way you showed it, if you look at the ring, this is actually an oak leaf that's on there. It's a beautiful oak leaf, and then all the little decorations are all different types of oak leaves all the way around the ring. And this ring is not the original. This is not going to be the production ring. It's the ring I put on there just to bring them into America. I didn't want to bring in naked cigars. So I had these made, and my cousin owns a small factory where he makes like these budget rings. So this is not the ring that's going to be on these cigars will be embossed with a nice gold. And you know, it's going to have texture, but we decided to do. Since I smoke all three, I do Corojo all afternoon. Different Corojos. I like a medium Corojo, a medium plus Corojo, and then in the evening, once it gets dusk, that's when I light up a Maduro, and I'm looking for different kinds of Maduros because I'm going to smoke 3 or 4 of them in the evening. So that I said I've got to have. The three core wrappers that I use. So we did Connecticut, Corojo, and Maduro. Now, why did I pick these sizes? Well, the Figurado, which is I like showing people that we have the ability to make things that are hard to make. You know, because we're craftsmen. My family, they take the time. We're not in any rush. We make maybe 200. Each of my cousins probably make 200. Cigars a day. There's no need to be rushing. We're not on a quota.
Right.
You know, so that guarantees that everything we make is good, because if it's not good, it's not that we throw it away or give it to CI. We actually smoke them. So I need them to smoke less. So we can sell more, you know, because they'll say, there's a lot of people in the factory, but there's 100 pairs. It's a lot of cousins, okay? So they'll be like, no smoking, you know, they'll jack up a roll just to get one in their mouth. They'll be like, hey, I can smoke that. You know? But then the other one that I want to tell you about is that I did do this. It was my favorite size in the whole world, is a Corona.
Yeah.
So the Corona, and of the Coronas, I really prefer the 44, but I really wanted to give you a lot more flavor in this cigar. So I actually, I went with a Corona Gorda, you know, so 6x47 to give it just, you know, a nice, beautiful smoke. So I'm just hoping that everybody that takes the time to enjoy one of these, I hope it's one of the best smokes you've ever had. And for you.
Oh yeah, I mean,
this size is right up my alley.
He loves the Figurado, and I love the Figurado as well. But I thought that the Corona delivered quite a bit of flavor, very different because of the Connecticut. So it definitely is a different flavor profile.
Oh yeah,
but both of them will satisfy anyone.
Oh yeah,
anyone. So
at any time of day.
At any time of day.
I'll smoke this with breakfast.
Yeah.
He needs help, Doc. He
needs to come see you.
Let's talk.
I need
no copay, just come.
No copay.
$65 for your first copay, folks.
Don't worry about that. I got you guys. You guys are really, really good. I love you guys. You guys are amazing.
Thank you.
And this cigar is amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for making a awesome.
So I want to make sure I didn't miss something, but GTO. All right. How did we come up with that one again?
Pontiac made it, right?
Well, when my grandfather passed away, I thought my dad was going to be the heir to the throne. And what my grandfather was slick because he wanted me to be at the head of the company. So when he passed away, in his will, he put that I had to be the CEO. So coming back in, my cousins called me and they said, Oscar, we need a name for you got to change the name of the factory because now you're the CEO. So I was like, oh, okay. So what are we going to call it? So, a bunch of Spanish names came to mind. names of female body part, whatever, you know. You know, like, I was like,
wait. Let's talk about those names. Our audience wants to hear the body parts. Come on.
It was that, or you were gonna get, you know, esophagus or some part of.
So I thought it was something else like Don Culo or something.
Hey, I like those, but you know, but the funny thing is that all these names are actually trademarked. A lot of these older companies have these holes on a lot of names. I didn't have time to research what name wasn't taken and which one was. So I said, you know what? I looked in my garage, and my wife was right there. She was looking at me, and I said, "Oh shit! I got 4 GTOs parked right here." You know, I'm a GTO fanatic. I have a 65, I have a 71, and I have a 73. And when I was stationed in Osaka, I bought a Japanese GTO, which is nothing more than a Mitsubishi 3000 VR4 all-wheel drive, a turbo. It's a beautiful car, but so it's a GTO over there. So I said, I got it. It has GTO.
65, what I'd go for.
So, you know, so I said, I called my cousin, said, "Hey, GTO." He goes, "GTO?" I said, "Hey, great tobacco from Oscar." That's it. So it stayed, you know. And then I told guys, sometimes I'll joke around. I get to bring in the Italiano that I would, you know, the Italiano. So I say, great tobacco omologata.
Very good. Well, salute to GTO.
Yeah.
What about the painkiller, which is over your head? What's
The blends that the ones that I've created on my own get a medical term because I like prescribing them. So I get a kick out of some people because I write prescriptions for people. You need to smoke 2 painkillers twice a day and come see me tomorrow or in a week. So I went with the painkiller, which is my favorite blend. It's a blend that I've been working on since I was 16 years old. So once I had the opportunity to bring it to fruition, just to put it out there, got a lot of, you know, it was funny that if you guys know Coop, when he was nobody, just a computer guy, I met him at a tweet up, and he was not the greatest Coop that he is. He was just Coop. And he was just a regular dude. And he was just sitting there, and I said to him, we're at this tweet up in Chattanooga, and I go, "Dude, you want to smoke a cigar?" He goes, "I smoked a whole bunch." I said, "Yeah, but those are just cigars. I'm going to give you a cigar." He goes, "Well, what's that?" I said, "The painkiller. Smoke this motherfucker." He goes, "Huh?" So he lit that up. He goes, "Oh, you got something here." And I said, well, he won't, today he won't say anything because he's like in another world. So he's like up here, you know. So I leave him alone. But the painkiller, one of my favorite. So I make that in a lot of the tolos. If you challenge me, I make it. So I do the painkiller in Lancero. I do a 4-inch Lancero, which we smoke at the hospital. We call it the stat because it's a 20-minute hit.
Right.
It gives you just the right flavor. It's beautiful. If you like an espresso and a stat, you're good to go. It's a little 4x38. It's a monster. Then we do the Lancero 7 1/4 by 37. We have the 60 ring gauge. But so, I didn't want to call them all painkillers, so they would get all lost. So I changed the name. So the painkiller 60 ring gauge, we call the Mandinga. And that's just out of, why did I come up with Mandinga? Well, Mandinga, a lot of the warriors that were brought from Africa to our country, especially to the area where my farm is, and actually a lot of my farm workers happen to be indigenous to the Mandinga tribe. So because I love these guys. These are my brothers. These people, I interact with them. I bring them things. I send them stuff all the time. These are my people. Everybody who works for me is a family member, not an employee. So I said, I'm going to call this cigar the Mandinga in honor of your people. So that was to honor them. And the 70 ring gauge, which I didn't want to make, I was asked to make a 70 ring gauge. That's a lot of tobacco that goes on. And we use quality tobacco. When tobaccos are harvested, we select the tobaccos are rated in our family by A, B, C, and D. So I keep all the A. And A will also be given to other families that like quality tobacco. B and C are different levels as we downgrade them. But imagine that D is what we give to the pipe companies. B and C is sold at market, and A I keep. So I don't want to use my A tobacco to make big cigars that I lose, because it's not a waste. But I wish guys would understand that a Corona is where it's at, and when you smoke this gives you the journey you need. This is like riding down in a Porsche. It's delicious. The bigger cigars, they just occupy time. So, but I guess a lot of people, they look at it as, it's a big cigar. I paid $12 for it. It's going to last 3 hours. So I got more value out of that. That's fine. Whatever works for whoever. I say, I'll make it. So I call it the Mofo. The Mofo VBFC, very big effing cigar, and you got to be a mofo to smoke it.
And with that mofo statement, we got to go to our sponsors, and we come back and talk more mofo. Okay?
You got that right.
Take it away, Frank.
Howard G Cigars is a dynamic new cigar brand grown from a love for cigar culture and a respect for the artisanship behind the craft. We are a minority-owned family business based in Orlando, Florida. Our current collection delivers 3 exclusive lines: Black Moses, Magic Stick, All Pro Series, featuring Leon Searcy's signature cigar and Ike Taylor's one-of-a-kind.
You got the one-of-a-kind rankings. They got me at 89. I'm cool with that.
We are focused on evolving as a dynamic brand and bringing you new flavor-filled blends that you'll enjoy and want to share. Visit our website at www.howardgcigars.com. You can find a full list of our retail partners there too. Thank you for making us part of your humidor. DAV Cigars out of New York. Decades of experience combined with true love and deep understanding of cigars result in the highest of standard of each DAV hand-rolled cigar.
This is Phil Morgan, General Manager of Missouri Meerschaum Corncob Pipes in Washington, Missouri. Our mission since 1869 has been to produce great smoking pipes that anyone can afford. We guarantee our pipes won't be your most expensive, but they just might be the ones you smoke the most. At Missouri Meerschaum Company, we don't just sell our corncob pipes. We grow them, make them, and smoke them. Missouri Meerschaum, Washington, Missouri, since 1869.
Loyalty, passion, courage. These are the founding principles of K by Karen Berger Cigars. The Maduro, the Habano, and the newly rated 93 by Cigar Journal Connecticut. Do yourself a favor and check out this wonderful line of cigars that come from a completely linear company from seed to your hands. Blue Smoke Atlanta is the vision of Robin Blue, founder and CEO, and represents an award-winning luxury smoking accessory line based in Atlanta and sold worldwide. Since 2019, Blue Smoke Atlanta's goal was to redefine traditional smoking accessories into a timeless collection of exquisitely handcrafted luxury products to include cigar pokers, cannabis clips, jewelry, and other awesome things. For an elevated smoking experience, visit us at www.bluesmokeatl.com.
Yeah, I just got to tell you guys, Oscar just sent this to me. I now have my painkiller prescription card, and it says I have to, smoke the painkillers. No generics are allowed, and that's Oscar Rodriguez.
Exactly.
Wow.
I mean, you got to love the packaging. I mean, Oscar, you have thought this through. There is nothing, you don't leave no stone unturned.
He's a doctor. He can't. That's the way he is. Cross the T's, dot the I's, and write prescriptions.
There you go.
Exactly. So, doctor, talk to us a little bit about, because Bob and I are saying, okay, where is this going to land kind of price point wise across the line? And And of your are all of the brick and mortars already thinking about purchasing them? I'm sure you've talked to them and said, "Hey, this is on the horizon," or you haven't even mentioned it to them.
Nope, a lot of them don't even know what's coming.
Oh,
they're gonna know right now with the exclusive.
I think I'm going to get in trouble because like we have some strong buyers for our organization. So when they find out, they're gonna. I didn't want to do that because some of these guys got a lot of power, you know, and they want to. I want 50, you know, of everything, and I'm like, yo, you know, I want everybody to get some, you know.
Right.
So you know, I'm trying to be nice.
These are not going to be in limited supply,
are they? Or do you have a limited?
They're not in limited supply, but there is a limitation. The problem with coming out of the Dominican Republic, I don't know how they're doing over in Nicaragua and Honduras, but we have a box problem, and I don't make boxes. I really didn't want to get into that. Because I just can't have wood. That's a whole different animal, and
right.
So I source our boxes. I think I do mine with the same place that LFD, La Aurora. Who else is with us in there? There's a couple of nice old school brands that work out of this box factory, but there's no wood, man. So it comes in blips. So I tell everybody when I put them out there, I get the first order. Hold on to the boxes. Because I might just have bundles, you know.
Right. What is the problem with wood right now? I know a lot of people have been complaining that they can't get boxes made.
I believe that wood is actually a wood that's engineered and grown in China, in those areas.
Really?
And they're the exporters because our woods are not, the woods that we grow in our country are not, they're harder woods.
Yeah.
Mahogany, there's oak. We don't have pine. We don't really do pine, but you can't use those woods for this. So they do like a Spanish, like a Spanish cedar kind of wood that doesn't have an unpleasant aroma that that'll change the cigar because you know, big mistake a lot of people do. I've been to humidors. They want my stuff, and I go in there and I inspect the humidor, and I say, bro, you got the wrong wood in here. You know, and then the owner will get mad. He's like, "Oh, I said that's cedar. Real cedar changes the flavor of everything that I created. It's going to be a whole different smoke, and for all the companies that are involved inside that space. So we get them for the most part. They ship them from China. They come in containers. We just the container production is low. Container shipment is low. You know, the whole deal with this, the COVID just messed everything up for everybody.
Yeah,
so what would you prefer in a humidor? What kind of wood would you think is best then for the cigars?
I'll be honest. I'm going to give you like some raw data here. Yeah, and for all guys who own a store, I'm saving you some money. So that money I'm putting back in your pocket, buy some boxes of GTO. When you do a humidor, you don't need no wood in there. You're not aging nothing. Please remember that I do the aging. Cigars are aged before they're put together. Once they're in this shape, they do not age a day. It's the same as wine. Once it's in a bottle, it's done. You can keep it for 30 years. You can talk about it. But it's not aging. I have the wood. I have Spanish cedar where I age our stuff. You don't have to worry about that. So when you build your humidors, guys, use a semi-gloss. It should be a non-toxic paint. It shouldn't have a smell to it. And if it does, wait for that smell to go away till it really hardens and dries. Use a semi-gloss. That's something that looks like wood. Now on your shelves, if you want to give it a touch of class, put some wood on the shelves. Then there you could buy some Spanish cedar if you want it to look a little bit nicer. But it's not necessary. Not necessary at all. The biggest cigar stores that move millions a year, if you look in their humidor, there is not any wood in it.
Right.
You know, look around, guys. It's not there. So and it's not necessary. All you're worried about is humidity. So if you got the right sheetrock in the wall, it's not sheetrock. It's the other thing. That green plank.
Yeah, green board.
And then you paint it, put your shelves up. You're good to go. So I tell guys, save some money. You know, if I did save you some money, Call me 334-538-2910.
You're in 1,000 stores. If they can't get it in those stores, how can they get in hold of your GTO cigars?
Super easy, man. Just call. I'm the most open guy. My phone number is on my webpage. You can call me direct. 334-538-2949. And if you go to GTO Cigars on the web, it'll take you right to my webpage, which I built. I'm the one that, so I suck. So if you don't like what you see, don't be mad. You can fix it for me. I'll give you cigars.
You're a doctor, I guess so.
I can put you back together again. I'm not a web designer. So I put pictures up, I talk about my sticks, and I welcome all. Listen, I never get mad at anything anybody has to tell me of criticism, of constructive, anything. I think all information is important because I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to change it. I'm going to make it better. Definitely.
I want to go back to the question I asked before, as far as being able to make enough to go around. I know you have X amount of years behind each one of these cigars now, as far as the aging process. Will there be enough to accommodate all the brick and mortar right now and all the demand that will be there? And how much longer would somebody have to wait for the future batch, the second run of these?
Or are you looking for the second run? You haven't even put out the first. Bob is looking for the second.
No.
I want to order.
No. In the United States, I can supply United States easily for 2 or 3 years. I don't have enough for Canada. Sorry, guys.
Too many taxes anyway. So
we actually have plenty because I'm actually the hoarder. I have all the tobacco. So when I don't move stuff, when people tell me, oh, I'm storing. I age tobaccos forever. I have no problem holding on to stuff, and I've got plenty, plenty. We're good to go. But I do tell people, you got to respect the process. Once we roll them, there's an amount of time that we like to shelf. They have to, the wrapper, the filler, everything has to marry before. And I have 2 cousins that are in charge of disseminating those tobaccos from that point on. I think you know what, I got a good little note. I hear a lot of this. So here's some good information. I think there's a lot of people that seem to not understand what tobacco beetles are. So I'm going to give you guys a small, like a 1-minute class on tobacco beetles. Tobacco beetles do not eat tobacco. Okay, this is not from hearsay. This isn't from talking to your best friend or some knucklehead that says something. This is from the dude that makes this stuff here. The beetles can only be born male or female. Okay, so when the beetle, the egg is in the tobacco, it's always there. We smoke them all the time. The only time a tobacco beetle can be born is if you give it the right condition for it to be born. It's never my fault. It's never the fault of any manufacturer. If your temperature in your humidor goes over 70 and your humidification goes over 70, you created the environment for this bug to be born. So, so it's your mistake, not mine. Remember that. So that means you need to check your humidor. Don't worry about looking for the bugs. They ain't eating no tobacco. All they do is they tunnel out. And the only purpose that a tobacco beetle has in life is to find the opposite sex, because he only lives for like 4 or 5 hours. And all he can do is have one quickie.
101 sex.
In a nutshell. So you can see God has a really he's a comedian. He loves to mess around with people. So he gave the beetles 4 or 5 hours after they hatch to live. They can fly. They're not gonna bite you. They're not gonna land on another cigar and say, "Ooh, so tasty! I'm gonna eat this Fuente." No, they don't do that. They tunnel out. They just tunnel out, guys. So please, I want people to stop this. I'm gonna call it BS, and it's wrong information, misinformation.
Right.
If you have them, check the temperature of your humidor, because the problem lies inside your place. And some people have way too many cigars in their space, and that alone produces heat. So if you don't have the good spacing, your temperature inside, I walk into these people's places and I have a hygrometer, a digital one, and I have a temperature thing, which I check. I beam my red light and I go, poof, oh, 78, 82. I said, you're about to sprout. Now here's the problem that I have. I've got this problem because I'm a physician and I encourage this lifestyle. I put my name behind everything. So I tell people like right here, it goes, I do not use any insecticides and I do not use pesticides on my tobaccos. So people ask me, what do you smoke? I say, I smoke my stuff. You know why? Because my stuff is organic. There is no chemicals on my cigars. So I can boast and brag that you cannot, 30 years from now, grow a third breast because you smoke. So
I don't want to breast.
Ronnie is already growing a child inside his belly, but a breast we don't have to worry about.
Yeah, but you're growing that third leg again. What can I tell you?
I'm developing something. I'm like, hey. No, but that's just, I want to put that out there because I've been in a couple of places and some people tell me something. I'm like, listen, man, it's not a problem. And if you do ever get a little hole from one of mine, just freaking tell me about it. You don't got to cry. You don't got to make a big deal. Just pick up the phone. I'm the most accessible doc on the planet. Hey, doc, I found one with a hole. And I'll be like, I'll send you another. Right. You don't got to just, you know what you do? If it's low, cut it, smoke that bad boy. I love finding a beetle. If I find a live one like trying to come out, I like that sucker on fire.
That's called added flavor.
You're with me. I like that. They taste so good. It's a little protein pop that goes pop when he blows up. You're like, oh.
we do have a question. So Chris asks, how would you kill the beetles if you do find your humidor laced with the larvae?
Nothing to worry about. That beetle can only last 4 or 5 hours. He's gonna die. If he didn't find a female, which is gonna be hard pressed, like if he's gonna look around, he's gonna say, no female. He goes. He's find them hard.
they end up hard, even beetles. And
I think whoever created that, because I actually read in the literature, you got to take all your cigars out. You got to clean your humidor. And I'm like, these are gimmicks to make you spend money, buy more shit. Don't believe it, not a bit. Just grab that one, change the temperature in your humidor, lower the humidity. I actually like my humidity to be at 67, 68. In our warehouse, before we ship tobacco, we'll increase it. We'll bring it up to about 72, 73. And that's only to endure the travel. Sure. Yeah. So I want it to be a little bit wet. And when it gets to people's stores, a lot of people make a boo. They open a box and like, let's go. I'm like, no. Right. Espérate,
Espérate.
4 or 5 days, tranquilo, and then let that cigar acclimate. This thing breathes, it expands, it contracts, Let it do its thing, and you're gonna be so happy, So and hit me back with these with any any comments or anything that if anybody wants to debunk my idea, get ready.
Similar to a bottle of wine, you open it up, you let it breathe. It's got to go through its process.
Yes. So
nice.
I learn a little something every time. So I said, let me throw that in there because I've seen like 4 shows, people like totally misleading these poor, people that are learning. Because then there's guys that low, that they know everything. Like and then with me, I get the famous. They'll come through. Look, I make 42 different cigars. My problem is that there's not a signature for my stuff. Like I don't have like a core flavor. I go from hypnotic sweet tip, which I created so that people can enjoy a good cigar, long filler, with a natural sweet tip, not a synthetic sweet tip. And I never use bits and pieces of anything. I think that's disrespectful to actually sell you bits and pieces for $7 and $10. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're buying a cigar that's bits and pieces for more than $2, you should, because you've got something wrong with you. You need to take medication.
You need some Xanax or something to, to get you back on the wagon.
No, they need a painkiller.
You need that prescription pack right there. That's a beautiful pack. It sells normally for $32. You get 5 great cigars, and it comes in a humidified pack, ready to go. Just don't leave it in your car, because I don't know what it can do if you leave it in your car. Needles will pop. You have like 10 of them coming out. But,
hey, Doc, what's the possibility? And we got to ask you. We're going to do our segment soon called "Smoke the Chooch," and we were wondering if maybe there was a possible 5-pack for tonight's winner by any chance.
Como no?
Come on.
All right.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you.
Yeah, it's in. Well, we're going to come back in a second. We're going to go to our sponsors again, and then we'll come back and do the Smoke the Chooch segment. All right, Frank.
At Norwood Royal Cigars, we have the biggest walk-in humidor in the Midwest. Our 1,500 square foot humidor is home to almost 4,000 different cigars that will meet the need of any cigar enthusiast. We have boutique blends to the more traditional selections and everything in between. From the novice beginner to the aficionado, the knowledgeable staff at NRC will find the perfect cigar for you. Located on the northwest side of Chicago, we want to be your shop for all your cigar wants and needs. As always, at Norwood Royal Cigars, light it, smoke it, love it.
Experience the magic of Rockefeller Cigars today. With 11 years steeped in tradition, passion, and mystery of the leaf, Rockefeller has a cigar just for you. Be like the greatest magicians and make Rockefeller Cigars appear in your lineup with any of our 4 lines: the Nicaraguan, the Dominican Blue, the Vintage Gold, and our new LE, the Art of Magic.
Cigar in the Bottle is 2 palate-pleasing gifts in 1. A specially blended Grand Pommier XS VSOP Cognac is elegantly contained in patented numbered bottles. Winner of back-to-back medals at the LA Spirits Awards, Cigar in the Bottle inventor Forbidden Johnny teams up with Vartan and Hendrik Kellner for this custom-blended Vartan Reserva cigar, well-preserved in a hand-blown glass chamber featuring Bovita 2-way humidification.
It all begins at the very first climate-controlled Rodriguez Olivan cigar factory located in the Dominican Republic. Our 2 major brands include Don Olivan, which are boutique cigars suited for that individual who takes great pride in something unique. BAMF is our armed forces cigars, designed for that badass mother effer. Not only are you smoking a great premium cigar, a percentage of the proceeds is donated to our heroic men and women in uniform.
And we're back.
Here we are.
Oh, folks.
I think I caught the doctor in the middle of the exam there. He's like, oh, shoot.
As long as he wasn't doing the proctology exam, we're okay.
Or turn your head and cough.
No, my nurse told me that I'm off duty, so that's why I said. So I said, yeah, it's good because I'm wearing my hat. I already changed.
The hat, the white jacket is off. It's all good.
There you go.
And you're smoking in the office. That's good. I like that. That all works.
I'll tell you, still very impressed with
Incredible.
this cigar.
I love the fact that you've now gotten. This cigar has progressed. You've gotten earthier, bolder.
Yes.
So, and
Very
still clean
clean.
on the palate. So your palate is clean. Now,
Very nice.
Oscar, I think it has something. There's something to be said about what you said earlier about all of this tobacco. This is all your tobacco grown on your farms.
Mhm.
So that's
is all-
unique. This is your tobacco, correct? Isn't anyone else's?
I don't buy nobody's tobacco. The only tobacco I import is Connecticut, and now there's a problem with that. So there isn't any more production. So I will be sourcing some new Connecticut But I do grow a broadleaf, which I do grow. But my broadleaf it's not a beautiful. It doesn't tan. It's dark. So that's why I use that broadleaf on my last blend that I put out called the Cure. And if you haven't had your vaccines and you're worried about Omicron or Florona, I definitely recommend La Cura every day.
Yeah, La Cura. You need La Cura. Exactly. Everybody needs a cure. I know Bob does for old age. Does it help with old age too?
Oh man, it extends life. It's beautiful.
Extends life to 100.
Yes. I got one right here, so you guys can see it. My favorite. It's the figurado shape right here.
Ooh,
nice.
Oh yeah, there's La Cura.
There it is.
Very nice smoke. Very nice smoke. Very beautiful, and that's all broadleaf.
So you're coming to the BCA, which is the boutique cigar event that we're having in Martinsville, Indiana, August 12th and August 13th. And there's a lot of people that are listening and probably will be there from the show tonight. What can I expect? What are you bringing? What are you going to introduce? Ooh, yeah. Can you tell him?
If you have one of those shopping carts, come through, because I highly recommend get ready, man. Because not only hey, I toot the horn of every member of the BCA. We've got some high quality individuals. I am honored to be included amongst this group of guys. Like I wouldn't hang around with a bunch of fly turkeys. These are guys. I love every guy, every person that's on this team. I believe we're a family. We help each other. We look out for each other. I think everybody's going to find a value in every company. I will be releasing the 33, and while supplies last, if you buy a box, you get the GTO ashtray.
Whoa!
Yeah.
All right. Let me look at that. Oh,
nice.
Ooh, the painkiller ashtray. Yeah, my order will be coming in. The order will be placed either with Ronnie or Kyle.
We're not taking them from you. You gotta be here. Oh, no.
Hey, those guys didn't give us any of the Stillwells when those came out, so they got to come up here and get the.
I got you.
We're gonna mail you.
We're gonna mail you our shopping cart.
Bags will come right to you.
The cart. We'll bring them the shopping cart.
Yeah.
The cart.
Bring it back. I'm gonna hook you up, man. I'm taking care of everybody, man. I'm gonna we'll do whatever you guys need. But these are while supplies last, and this there's only one problem with this ashtray. If you use any other cigar and you try to ash in here, it falls out. It just goes out. Sorry.
Killers only. That's it.
It's got the eject button on it,
So I told Kafie, I said, don't put your ash in my tray, man. He knows.
She's listening. She's on. And he said ash, not ash. Just to make sure Kathy understands that.
Kafie knows. Kafie is my brother. I love this guy. I can't stand him.
Kafie. Kafie. I thought he said Kathy. Sorry.
Kafie, what are you talking about?
I mean, that's what he's talking about.
I'm hard of hearing. What can I tell you?
He is. So now we got to get into the smoke the chooch section. And when we do this, people often say, why do we do this? We do this because I like to make Ronnie, Kyle, and Bob feel like chooches. So chooch in Italian means jackass. And so for this segment, we always begin with my mascot. So the jackass is the glue that keeps this segment together. And it's sponsored by our friend. We have to have a friend who sponsors this, and he happens to have the Chooch 9. So David Blanco and the Blanco Cigar Company sponsors this section of
the Chooch.
I always like to start. I'm a history buff, doctor. I don't know much about medicine, but I know a little bit about history.
Could you
Not
tell
much.
me one thing by Bruce Stark?
Bruce Stark. Uh-oh.
Yeah, you have to put in with Bruce Stark. I think Oscar would enjoy this. He says, just listening to Dr. Oscar, and most of my, I guess, body aches and pains are gone.
Well,
Well,
Bruce,
after he's smoking the painkiller.
Get some. Hey, no copay. No copay today.
copay. Exactly. No copay. That's what we like most about this. So I'm going to start, and Oscar, feel free to answer. You're allowed to answer all of these questions until we get to the last one, which is for the audience and for that special 5-pack that Oscar is going to provide them. So I'm going to start by, we're gonna do something that is, we're going to go back to 1935. Doctor, 1935. This was right around the time that Bob was a teenager.
Yes.
So, I bet you didn't know the first parking meter in the U.S. was created in 1935.
Mm-hmm.
What city?
Chicago.
Was that created for? Bob, you're a chooch, as always.
I thought it was Chicago.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not Chicago.
I'm gonna go with Atlanta.
Atlanta,
Ohio.
No. Atlanta. He thought I was sneaking in a question that since Dr. Oscar is in Atlanta.
I'm on to you.
You're a chooch. You're a chooch too.
Ohio.
No, it's not Ohio.
Wow.
See,
It's not a city, Bob. That's a state.
City of Ohio.
I thought you meant state. Yeah.
No. The first parking, it was called the parkometer, and it was invented by Carlton McGee, and it was installed in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, Bruce.
Oklahoma City.
You could tie your horse up and you had to pay for that?
Yes, you had to pay for that when you tied your horse up.
Wow.
Yeah, Oklahoma City.
Wow.
And it was on this day in history when it was installed. So I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
First parking meter. Hey, that's something that I didn't know, but you find these things out. And now we're going to go into something that's a little bit doctor related. So Dr. Oscar might know the answer.
I'm sure if it's doctor related.
He might. I don't know. But in 1923, on this date in history, a remedy for this disease was actually put out, and it became one of the most, I will say, ground-shattering remedy for an ailment that is worldwide and global, and the patent was sold for it for $1 to the University of Toronto. But it wasn't a cure, it was a remedy, and it is used today. At 30 million Americans, just in America, suffer from this illness. But what was this remedy that was created?
1922?
1923, it was introduced.
Well, we got a lot of people that are jumping on, Frank. So
penicillin.
We got insulin.
Insulin is the correct answer. Insulin.
Mark again. He's got Alexa right by him. No question.
He does. Insulin.
Who had it? Bruce.
I think he's following my website that I'm working on. Bruce, good job, but you're not going to get the answer on the actual chooch question. So I don't want to stray you wrong.
Another website because Bruce definitely is on to you.
I know he is. I know what Bruce does.
Wow, I can't believe it. 1923.
1923.
That's amazing.
Yep. And that was truly a breakthrough in medicine.
Absolutely.
Big time.
Huge.
Big time.
It's like penicillin, basically. Those are major things.
Absolutely. Wow. Absolutely. The things you learn here on the show are amazing because we try to educate folks not only about cigars.
And the things you don't learn are amazing.
Or even more amazing. Well, listen, nobody knew that a beetle, a tobacco beetle, had 5 hours to live, and it was amazing.
Yeah, I did not learn that. I did not know that. Yeah.
Nobody knew that, Doctor. You gave people an insight into something that they probably had no clue of.
I had no idea. I didn't know. No.
Yeah, I mean, a male.
And I thought that answer would have been. I was thinking Vicks Vapor Rub. That shit cures everything.
I know. So now I'm going to move to 1972. So folks, again, the dais here, I like to call you guys the dais because Bob and Ron and Kyle are the dais and Oscar. So in 1972, these two rock stars, big time rock stars, were arrested in Warwick, Rhode Island on charges of assault after a fight broke out with a newspaper reporter.
Jagger and Richards.
Oh, look at Ronnie. Ronnie knew Jagger and Richards.
There you go. I'm not a chooch.
He's not a chooch.
I'm not a chooch.
Jagger and Richards were arrested in 1972 for in Rhode Island.
Yep.
I wonder how much time they had to serve.
About
2 hours.
Yeah,
many arrests.
They held Richards a little bit long because they didn't know what he really looked like.
That was probably a publicity act.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
all it
Got him
was.
a little publicity.
Yeah.
You know, they sold another album.
Yeah.
You know.
$1 billion,
Even bad publicity is good publicity. So.
Yes.
Hey, but I did want to. Can I throw something in there?
Yeah.
Here's a question you didn't ask me, and I thought it would be appropriate because like you guys, why wasn't I a PCA?
Oh,
I know.
You don't have to. You have a great cigar. You don't need that.
You don't need PCA.
PCA is going to take care of you, brother. You are now in 60 countries around the world. You didn't need them. You need us. Don't worry about it.
That's all I need. For sure. No, but next year, I actually retire this year. So I do own a clinic in Tampa. So I probably will be hanging around my clinic in Lakeland and in Tampa. So that's probably where you'll find me.
That's not far.
That's not far.
We might be making. We might be making the house call.
I would love to bring you in for an executive physical because like I need to pay the rent.
I'm working on an ailment right now.
You guys are paying co-pays. You got to pay the co-pay.
I'm not bending over, doctor. One thing I'm telling you, I'm not bending over.
Yeah, I don't want to hear about.
Look, I told you I pick one. Just pick one.
You're pinky. You're pinky.
And that does come with KY jelly, too. You
I'll tell you the greatest story that doctors appreciate this. So when we brought in the first digital screens, so we can see medical records on digital screen over here on the Air Force Base, they brought it. They said, "Hey doc, we set you up. You have a new. There's a 48-inch TV there. You can see the patient's charts before everything's on the screen. It's touch screen." So I was like, "Oh my God, this is what innovation!" You know, I come from a third world country. I mean, I used to write shit down on my hand, and then I'm like, "Look at this." So he goes, "Patient X is coming through." He goes, I said, "Doc, check it out. I'm going to send you his stuff so you can go read it." I like to read a little bit about the patient before he gets in there. So I look, and what he sent me was his chomper. So he sends a big. I got his dental records, right? So I'm looking at the dental records, and I'm like, "Oh shit!" I mean, sorry, I don't know. But I said that there was a missing tooth. I know a little bit about dentistry. I actually was looking at oral maxillofacial. So I said, "Oh, well, there's a cavity here, and he's missing a tooth." But it was no big deal. I said, "Okay." I said, and I called, "Hey, we got the wrong stuff. I need the medical stuff." "Oh, okay, doc, let me switch it." I said, "Oh, okay." So now I see the guy comes in, and he's telling me, got a little bit of problems. I have trouble urinating. I urinate a lot at night. I said, "Hey, that's my specialty. Come on in." I said, "Just get on the table there. Put your elbows. Everything's right highlighted. Your feet are right there. Put it ready. Pull down the pen." I go in, I'm checking them out. Prostate looks good, well sized, it's symmetrical, no nodules, looks pretty good. And then, I'm about to pull out. I said, "Well, hey," I said, "Time for a little bit of humor." I said, I said, "Wait a minute, brother." He goes, "You have a cavity on the lower left of your mouth." And he goes, I'm still inside his butt. And he goes, "What?" "What?" And I said, and you're missing a tooth on the upper right. And he goes, "Holy moly." I said, "Who was that?" He goes, "You're incredible, doc. How in the hell?" I said, "Don't worry about it. There was a guy that had like a wandering eye. I could fix that too. Just bring him in."
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, I'm gonna pay to watch that guy, man.
But but I do want to say real quick, like I think that me and Kafie have the same problem because we're doctors. I feel everything I do has to be perfect, like, so I'm worried about liability. So I take my time. So there's a lot of things I don't understand. So going to these big events for me, because I'm a company of one stateside. I actually only have one person, a couple of people that help me. I got some ambassadors here and there. But my best friend, and he's like a cousin to me. His name is Raul. Raul is the owner of ROVS, which is my distributor in Florida. So if anybody needs anything from us in Florida, contact ROVS because he's the guy, Raul. He's the only one that can sell my product down there. Because everywhere else, it's me. Everywhere else, but he's got that area for me. Because down there, I do more medicine than anything else. But I'm a perfectionist, so I can't go there and make I don't like mistakes. So once I figure it out, like I'm going to show up, and I'm pretty sure Kafie being a doctor just like I am, we're perfectionists again. So we're gonna look at this. We're gonna reevaluate. We'll probably look at this all year long, and then and expect I'll be there. I do support the PCA. I think their endeavor is important for the industry, especially for the retailers, because we have to have a market to put cigars into. So since they really look for you guys, for the retailer, not so much for the manufacturer. That's where the BCA comes in, because we worry about us, but they worry about that. And all retailers are important to us and for everyone, because people that purchase, people that go to find a place to enjoy their cigars. A lot of people can't smoke at their home, so that their lounge, their shop is where they dwell. So very important. These guys are very important PCA. So I did feel my heart. I was in surgery all weekend long. I did one event in the nighttime when I got out, but hopefully when I get out of the medicine part, my demands and my surgical demands, I'm going to definitely. I'll be there, and I want to share some time with fellow smokers and people. There's people I haven't even gotten to meet in person. I'd love to touch some cats from different places. So I look forward to seeing y'all there.
Awesome.
Excellent.
It's going to be an epic show. No question about it. We really look forward to seeing you.
I just look forward to the after party because that's when all the fun happens.
That's where you get to hang out with the guys like this and just having a good old time for sure.
But what happens at the after party stays at the after party.
No copay. No copay.
No copay.
Okay. No
I'm off duty. Please don't, because everybody knows there's a doctor in the house. So everybody, they're like, hey, can you touch this guy? And I'm like, I'm drinking. I don't know nothing.
You can still check them out a little bit, right?
I hit him with a flashlight. I'd be like, hey, that's the way out, right over there. Look.
Follow the light. Follow the light.
Get out of here, cabrón.
Oh, yeah. Whoa, all right, one more, Frank, and then our audience is
one more. We'll give you one more. One more for you guys, just because I have an extra one for you.
Ooh.
So this famous boxer was accused of rape and spent time, or well, maybe he spent a little time in jail with a 6-year sentence.
The Hurricane.
In Mike Tyson, yes, 1991, Mike Tyson was accused of rape of Desiree Washington.
Who said Tommy Gunn? Who said Tommy Gunn?
Tommy Gunn.
I heard that. Who said that?
My audience.
Yep. All right. This one is for the cigars. This is the most important one. So, folks.
Bob, shut up.
Bob, shut up. I don't need Bob answering because I don't have a backup plan for this.
Make it good, because I'm going to throw in an ashtray.
Oh! Look at that.
Whoa!
It's... and that ashtray has a little extension on it. You know what I'm saying? Just saying.
That's
Red
for the
wine.
longer cigar.
That is the painkiller. Well, you offered. Had to throw it in there.
Okay, folks. So get ready. because Kyle, are you ready for some music? I'm going to give you a visual aid here. I'll read through it, and it's a two-parter, but one leads into the other, so you'll get both here. So here we go. This is for the big bucks. I like to go. This is like the $64,000 question or the $1 million, but it's not $1 million.
It's five cigars and an ashtray.
It's 5 cigars and an ashtray. So
an ashtray could be worth $1 million.
No,
collector's item. He's only made so many. It's a
it's in rare demand and people want it.
Absolutely.
All right. So here we go. While Britain is at one of its lowest point in World War II, Churchill gave a historic speech over the radio and urges everyone to write in big letter, the letter blank, for blank. The letter began to appear everywhere in Europe. What is the letter and the word?
I know.
I know Bob knows what it is. Here we go.
Letter and the word.
Letter and the word. Letter and the word.
We have Tim, V for victory.
V for victory. Who is V for victory? That sounds like Tim Garrity. He jumped in her V, and then it said for victory. He wanted it badly. Joe said C. Joe was off by a hair. C is not the letter, Joe. Well, I don't know what the hell you were thinking, but that's not the winner. So the winner is Tim Garrity. So he's for victory. And that's
Garrity, who won last week's stickers that we had to get. And tonight he goes home with a 5-pack and an ashtray with an extra handle.
I mean,
yeah.
and I'm calling it V for victory on this cigar. So Oscar, for this cigar, it's V for victory because this is a victorious cigar line that you've just given us the opportunity to smoke before anyone else. So thank you very much for the honor of doing this for us.
Well,
Thank you for coming on.
The Corona will be $10 in Florida, Alabama, and the Figurado will be 14.
Okay.
But it's only because it's 12 years. It took me a long time to produce. It's a lot of work. But when you smoke it, you're not gonna, considering that there are cigars that you'll pay a whole lot more and you ain't gonna get nothing out of that. You know, like this one is worth the
it's worth every penny, guys. I mean, this is a cigar.
And that'll be what, $300 in Canada?
What size boxes are you packaging them all in? Are they 25s? What are we talking about?
They'll be in boxes. These will be in boxes of 12 and 12, 24.
24, nice.
24,
oh,
very nice.
Nice.
And old school.
That's
okay.
The old school, yes.
Yeah.
Buddy.
And Bruce, our famous listener, the Erkling himself, he wants to know, is tonight's cigar going to be available at the BCA?
You have to come and see.
Yeah. Well, he is coming. He is coming. Bruce is
Bruce, just bring the wallet, bring the bank account. We'll drain it for you.
It'll be there. I'll have all the sizes in the 33. We'll have the Coronas. We'll have the painkillers. I'm bringing the anesthesias. There'll be. I bring everything. I bring a little bit, but they run out. Last year I sold out.
Yes, you did sell out. You had a very busy table. Everybody wanted a piece of the action.
That's
so.
Right. Thanks. Thanks
you better arrive on like Tuesday. And wait.
If you catch me on Thursday, I'll hook you up. On Thursday, I'm throwing them out.
Yeah, Bruce definitely has his ticket. He's looking forward to this one.
Nice.
Listen, Oscar, we can't thank you enough, really, for coming on, for sending us the cigars, which were absolutely fabulous.
The honor of having those cigars. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
The honor is mine, guys. I had the best of time. This is the best time I spent in weeks.
Oh, we're glad. We're glad. We had a great time. I know I did. I always, but you know what?
Check's in the mail, Oscar. Thank you for that.
No copay.
Okay. When we have a guest as good as you, it truly does make our job that much easier because it's a give and take. And you have given us so much with not only your knowledge, but the gift of what you give to everyone is the ability to smoke something that is precious, not only to you, but to us when we smoke it. So thank you very much.
Yes.
This is your family history. We love that.
And we love that.
Thank you so much.
Also, Oscar, Kathy, who does the website for the BCA, she's asking, she needs your info for the social post. So she will go on Facebook or maybe email you. And if you guys could hook up so we can get the advertising out for you on the Boutique Cigar event, the Great Lakes, and the Cedar Lake Smoke Show for more promotions for you, okay?
Cedar Lakes. Was that a new
Cedar
smoke?
Lakes.
Cedar Lake Smoke Show? What are you talking about?
Another show. It's another show.
Another show. It's Cedar Lake.
Cedar Lake, right next to Round Lake.
That's the road that cuts through Round Lake.
Wow. Hey, you guys are better than morphine. Trust me, I've tried it. It's good.
I think Ronnie is on morphine.
You're right. But who's talking? Oh, the other question is from Mark McIntyre is do you do a Bella
Costa, Ronnie?
We do.
We do. All
There
right,
you
Mark.
go.
There you go.
There we go.
There you go. Absolutely. All right.
Oh, there it is. Across the screen.
Crawling across the screen like that. That's great. Hey, spare no expense on the Great Lakes Smoke Show.
I love you guys.
And also, I know it's way,
You guys,
man.
when you come to Alabama, I want you guys to come. You can stay here in my house here.
In the
Hell yeah.
painkiller room.
In the painkiller.
Ronnie, if you invite him, he'll never leave.
That's
Yeah.
it.
I will leave. You got to get Bob out of here from smoking 10 cigars an hour there. He'll at least try everything before he leaves.
That's fine. Come on down.
Thank you so much. Again,
Thank
appreciate
you
it.
for everything.
Kyle and I will see you in 3 weeks.
Hell yeah.
And we'll talk again, and we'll get you on the show to promote all the new stuff again and see how things are going for the new season. Okay,
And we'll
brother?
put our shopping bags in the mail tomorrow.
Yes, we're going to send you a cart. It's almost like Amazon. We send you the cart, and we'll pay for reverse shipping because that's how important it is to us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hey, but tell her to please email me, please. Tell her if she does it tonight, because I'm heading to the house tonight. So I'll definitely email anything she needs.
She's
All right.
listening. Kathy, you heard that. Take
Yep.
care of it. Okay. All right.
Perfect.
Again,
Thank you, Doc.
from all of us to all of you, hey, thanks for listening. Thanks for all the support. Light them up and have a great one till next Tuesday night, everyone.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers. Salud.
Salud.
GTO
Salud.
now.
Yes, those who know smoke GTO.
GTO.
Hey, there you go.
Many of the cigar brands that we make, they're antique, historic cigar brands. They've been made on and off for about 100 years. When you're smoking Toscano, you're smoking 206 years of history. The Italians are here.
We're here.
You know,
We're in the
for
house.
some reason, we find a lot of Italians on this show.
Listen, I'm a Jersey guy.
Hey,
So-
we won't hold that against you. We invented this to we want to give people the opportunity to smoke the cigar at the optimal level.
The Chooch cigar.
Can you believe it?
The Blanco 9 Chooch.
¿Cómo va? ¿Está bien?
¿Qué dice? ¿Cómo está?
Finally, I can answer the question. Anything new?
Yeah.
And we have some cool new stuff from Olivan.
This is a passion for me. It's not a job.
Your love and passion for this is,
I love it.
unbelievable.
That's why we can make pipes out of this variety of corn.
11 years ago, I went back. I bought the rights to everything La Polina.
Sure, it's family.
And
Good
restarted the brand again as a tribute to my grandfather.
It's nice because you get to see a lot of your friends. You got to remember, I've been doing this for 30 years, so a lot of these people are like family.
Build a platform where we could celebrate boutique cigars.
Leave Starlight House blend for one store in Pennsylvania.
Wow.
Join forces of pipe tobacco
and
superheroes. I always look forward to the Super Bowl events, and I always looked at the trade show as just one of those things.
We're not just selling cigars. We try to live our lives, and we use this as a means to share our stories and to really create community.
Hold on, man. Like, wow, that was wow. Now you got me.
Tell my brothers to line them up. We'll drink that whiskey from those old dirty cups. We'll toast to the present, the future, and the past. This ain't my first drink, but I sure it ain't my last. 'Cause this world is so beautiful. I see its love come shining through. This world is so beautiful. I see its love come shining.